Once you've delivered your software to production, most likely you're going to want to allow your clients to be able to submit support tickets and issues so that you can follow up on those. Using ALMComplete, you can set those support pages up very easily. To do that, you'll first get started in the defects area because all of the support tickets will flow into this defects area. The way we like to do it is we like to create a support ticket area within the defects. If you want to do it within your product line, you could come here and press Add, create a support ticket folder within that product line. If you didn't care to do it within the product line, you could do it directly underneath the defects area. But we're going to do it under this orders application. Step 2 is to go into the setup area. In the setup area, you'll notice there's an area under system configuration called Support Manager. From the Support Manager area, you can add a new manager by pressing this button. Then you can give it a name. We'll call this Orders or Us Support Manager. We'll also make sure that all defects or issues that come in go into this specific project, Orders or Us. Finally, we'll look at the folder structure. We're going to place all of the incoming support tickets into the support ticket folder. We'll then press Next. From this screen, you may want to tailor how your support ticket system looks. One of the common options is to add your logo to the support ticketing page. Notice the logo area. You can browse here for your logo. Simply fly in your logo on your hard drive. If you want to have a custom CSS or cascading style sheet, you can also choose that here. We'll enter a ticket name of support tickets. We'll have a login caption here. The login caption is whenever the user logs in to your support ticketing system, if you want to display something there, you can do that, like welcome to the Orders or Us support system. Next, you can put in your support team name. We usually call this the support team. Next, you can put in your support email. Maybe all of your email goes to support@yourcompany.com. This is where all of the tickets will be routed. And then finally, it'll have an area where if you click on the logo, it can go directly to your website. So if this is your website here, ordersrus.com, then when they click on your logo, it'll take them directly there. Finally, if you want your users to be able to allow attachments or attach files to a support ticket, choose this button. The final screen allows you to collect information from the customer once they get to your support ticket site. In other words, they will log in and then they'll fill in any of the attributes that you put here. We've decided that we're going to collect the title of the issue, a long description, and some steps to reproduce. If you don't like the word title, you can actually change that here as well. If you'd like to set a default value, you can do that here. If you want to have a tooltip, you can place that here. You can also rearrange things. Let's imagine that you want the steps to produce to be before the description. You can take these and drag them around. If you don't like that, you can drag it back. You can also automatically populate information without showing it to the user. For example, priority is not being shown on the screen, but it is going to be saved into the data as fix soon. If you want to change these default values, you can very easily do that as well. All right, well, we have all the fields that we want here, so we'll go ahead and press Save Changes. Once the order manager is saved, you'll see the name of your order manager. You'll also see a URL that you can hook up on your website so that your users can use the product. So let's test it out. I can go ahead and press this and it'll take us into the support ticket manager. Once your new order manager is there, you can then post this URL to your website to allow your users to enter support tickets. So let's test it out. Notice the caption, Welcome to the Orders System. Remember, we put that caption right here. Notice also that you can enter in your email address. So I'm going to enter an email to put a ticket in. The first time your user uses this, they'll be asked for their company name and their name and their phone number. It won't prompt them for that in the future. Notice also that your logo is appearing here, and when you hover over it, when when you click it, it goes to the URL you specified over in this screen. There's the logo, here's the URL that you specified. At this point, I can enter a support ticket. Notice also that we changed the title to short description, and we asked it to enter a tooltip. We did that from the final page here. There's the tooltip, there's the field caption. So you can see how you can tailor the screen for your individual needs. You also notice that we allow file attachments. That was done from the first page. Allow attachments. Once your client has entered in the information, they can press submit, and then it'll generate a support ticket number, and it'll give them that number. It tells us here that thank you for supporting your support ticket. Your support ticket number is 524. Now notice when I created this page, I did make one mistake. I called this support tickets rather than singular support ticket. If I want to change that, I simply come back over to this area and take the S off and then press Save Changes. The next time a ticket is entered, rather than showing that in a plural form, it'll show it in the singular form. Now I use my Gmail account to receive the ticket information. If I go into Gmail, you'll see that the ticket appears here. There's the overall information about the ticket, and I can also update this ticket with additional details. For example, let's imagine that I wanted to give the support team a little more information and I forgot to give them all the information. I can press Update Item with additional details. This takes us to your ticketing page. From here, I can enter some additional details. Once I press submit, it'll then send an email over to your support team and it'll update your ticket. Notice also that the user can at any time check the status of their ticket. In the email that they received, it says we received your support ticket. The details are shown below. Click here to check the status. From here, it'll show you all of the information about the ticket as well as an entire reply history. So what does your client see once they submit a support ticket? They'll get an email that looks similar to this. It'll have your logo on it and the color scheme. It'll also show them the details of the ticket they entered. They can also annotate the ticket. For example, let's imagine they left out a critical piece of information when they submitted the support ticket and they want to provide that information to you. They can do that by pressing this button, Update Item with additional details. From here, they can enter the additional details. Once they press submit, it'll then update that ticket and it'll also reroute that back out to your support team. Another convenient feature that your client will enjoy is that they can check the status of the ticket anytime from this email. Notice this line. It says we've received your support tickets, and you can review the status by clicking here. Once they press there, it'll show them all of the information about the ticket as well as a complete reply history. Similar to the email that your client receives, your support team will also receive an email that shows them that a ticket has arrived, and then any updates to that ticket that can be seen from email as well. So where does the ticket flow into inside of ALMComplete? It goes into the defects section. If you remember, when you defined this ticket, one of the things that it asked you is what project to send that into and what folder. We chose the Orders or Us project and the Orders Application Support Ticket folder within the defects area. So if you go to the defects area and you go to that folder, you'll see the ticket. If you go into here, you can then view all of the details of the ticket as well as all of the notes that have been associated with this as well. We hope you enjoy the support ticketing feature.